Hey guys, today I'm here with my friend Carlos. Say hi, Carlos.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, so Carlos and I, we met a few years ago when I first arrived in Peru. We started working for the same English teaching company, and that's where we met. And we haven't seen each other in quite a few years, so we got together today to catch up and do some joint project stuff together. So he's featuring me on his podcast soon. He has a website where he helps people learn English, so you can definitely check him out. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. And today I just really wanted to interview him because I feel like we have some similarities, because Carlos also lived in the States for quite some time and then had to come back to Peru. And I just wanted to interview him to see how similar or different our experiences were when we both returned to Peru. Okay, Carlos, can you tell us a little bit about why you went to the US in the first place?
Yeah, my parents wanted a better life, the American dream. So we went there. It was tough at first because I left all my family here, my extended family. And for a kid, a Peruvian kid, that's very important.
Yeah, totally. Family culture here is so strong. So how long did you live there then? How old were you when you left? And
Yeah, from 2 to 8, I stayed there, lived in Miami, Florida, and then I went to Ohio.
okay.
And then we had to come back because my father's a pastor, so we came back to Lima, La Horrible.
Did you enjoy living in the US as a child?
I loved it. I mean, at first, no, especially in Miami, the transition was very tough because I was put in kindergarten.
Okay.
And just, teachers used gestures to communicate. I didn't know any English, so I learned in like 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
I could communicate. But it was tough at first.
Okay, and then you enjoyed life there.
Then we went to Ohio, and the experience in a year in Sarasota too, and in Ohio especially, it was the American life, small town. It was near a big town, but where we lived, it was very American. And yes, we really enjoyed it. And as a child, it was great.
How old were you when you came back? 8 or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how was it for you after living in the US for so long as a child and then coming back to Peru? How was that transition for you?
Well, Lima is not the same. It was first we look at details as children. There was no McDonald's, no Burger King, and things were really filthy for me. Like here in Lima, it's dusty.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't rain. Everything is crammed up. So it was really shocking for me that change.
Yeah.
Because the States is open, green.
Yeah. I think it depends where in the States though.
Where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the place that I was like, in Miami, of course, we stayed just probably half a year,
Mm-hmm.
which was not a great experience. But then we went to Sarasota,
Okay.
near the beach side, beautiful place, and then Ashland, Ohio, small town, snow, very nice.
So, weren't you happy though to be back with your extended family in Peru?
For a couple of months maybe, but then I wanted to go back so bad. I missed it so bad.
Did you get depressed as a child?
Very depressed. I had to be put into school, go to school, and I cried all the time. I didn't eat.
Mm.
And something interesting, I had to wash my hands every 5 minutes.
Really?
Really.
'Cause
Obsessed with that.
It's
because
really dusty.
It is, and especially in that time. Now it's different. Lima has improved, but at that time, remember that it was near, I think it's the first gobierno of Alan Garcia, president. So
His first term.
yes, and it wasn't a good time. So yeah, and the thing about washing my hands is that I thought that I was going to get a disease.
Mm.
That was a very trouble, because then also we had a puppy.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that the puppy was going to give me rabies.
I'm gonna die of rabies.
I thought I was gonna die.
Because Peru has dirty,
I know.
rabies-filled dogs.
Peru was the evil. I mean, completely evil. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to go back so bad.
You also went back to the States to study at university, right?
Yes, correct.
And you were living there from I think 20 to 26.
Yes.
So how was your college experience?
Well, I had a girlfriend here,
Okay.
so it wasn't that great because I had to keep that relationship going.
Okay.
But if we take that aside, it was nice. It was, like I said, it was in the same place, Ashland. It was a small town.
Mm-hmm.
It was a small college. but it was private. We had everything. The university life was great, and the American life. I do like the American life.
So how was it for you though when you came back a second time from the U.S. as an adult this time?
No, much better because I was already adapted to being a Peruvian here. Of course, after all my troubles, I got used to being here. And then when I went back, it was special. I mean, just getting on the plane and just landing in the States. I don't know if it happens to you, but there's a special feeling, a special vibe. And even some smells of airports, or when I go to airports to just pick people up, I just feel that, you know, some part of me wants to go back. So being there, I enjoyed it, and being back also, I mean, I can adapt to both.
Okay,
very
so
well.
the transition wasn't so noticeable the second time.
It wasn't. I mean, no. The struggle was in the relationship, right? Being away from my wife. That was the struggle part. But in terms of, you know, the people, I mean, I have no problem with American. One thing about American people is that you do have to talk to them. For example, here at American camps, and people are like, "Where are you from? Have you tried ceviche and all of that?"
Yeah.
Over there, nobody asks you crap.
Yeah, that's so true. Like when foreigners come here, they think Peruvians are so friendly because we really want to get to know you and talk to you. But it's mainly because, I mean, I think it's for everyone that's from abroad, even a Peruvian that's from abroad. Like for me, I look physically Peruvian, so people probably thought I was raised here and they don't really care to ask me. But once I tell them, oh yeah, I was raised in the States, then they're like, oh, what state did you live in, and this and that, and they want to know my whole life story. So
yeah, there nobody talked to me at first. Of course, if I was expecting for somebody to come and say, "Hey, where are you from? Where's Peru?" No one would do that. So what I did was just go and talk to them, and then of course.
what would you say was the most difficult thing about adjusting to life here in Peru the second time as an adult?
The second time,
Yeah.
no, not really. I mean, I adapted pretty well.
Okay.
Maybe things that I do miss is just some things that we can do, like for instance going fishing, going camping. Here in Lima, we're pretty bottled. I mean, it's just
It's a desert, so
yeah, desert. And then
you have to go really far out, I think. Like an hour, maybe?
And then we have Chosica, and then the beach side, and Cineguilla, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have near lakes.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Fishing
It's
is not a big deal, right? Like people don't go fishing.
Lunawana, maybe? That's like way in the south.
Yeah, but like we have all this sea here, ocean, nice, and nobody goes fishing. In the States, you know, in Sarasota, we went fishing almost every weekend.
Yeah.
Something that we don't do. So I do miss that. Here's like a lot of eating, you know. What are we gonna do? We're gonna eat. Eating here.
We're gonna
there.
eat and party and drink.
Yeah, exactly.
And have a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do miss, you know, a little bit the connection with. I mean, not that there is no connection, but there are more things to do there.
So what differences have you noticed between American culture and Peruvian culture?
The most important one is the family relation ties. Here it's stronger. In the States,
So this is a positive here.
it is a positive,
Okay.
yes. In the States, I was amazed, you know, how sometimes kids are raised. They come down, they eat, they're with their phones or they're with their tablets, and then they go back and they don't socialize. I mean, they're hooked up in their own things, and it's like they don't need each other. Here we need. I mean, things are changing though,
Yeah.
right? It's becoming more Americanized.
Yeah, we always try to adopt everything the developed worlds are doing.
So you can find those things happening here.
So we're losing those values.
True. But that's one thing that I realized, and also in the States, you know, everything is making more money, working more, a lot of daycare, and you know, I think I explained that I went to daycare, and for me it was a horrible experience for me because it's much better to have family around you, grandma, your granddad picking you up, but not at 5 or 6 like I was picked up, you know. And I see that in the States, people are more interested in making more money than being with your children. Of course, things are changing here too, but I find more connection because the extended family, one, for example, lives at home until we're like 35 sometimes.
Yeah.
And in the States, we're 18 and we're gonna get the hell out of there, right?
Right. But I don't see, I kind of disagree with you there that Americans are interested in making more money. I think it's not greed that's driving them. I think that they're doing it with good intentions. They want to provide a better life for their kids, and so they think that working all of these jobs and being away from their kids is the best way to be able to give them the material things that they need. But then the children don't get to have that contact with their parents, and that has a negative effect as time goes on. They feelings of abandonment and other issues. So.
And the other thing here is that we have the support of maids here in Venice, which in the States is very expensive, right?
Yeah, it's very expensive. Here it's very common to have like a cleaning lady or maid or whatever live with you, or come and clean your house and help you cook and do things. I mean, the cultures are totally different, and here it's very common to have stay-at-home moms. For example, your wife is a stay-at-home mom because you guys decided that that was the best thing for your children.
Yes.
You know, and luckily you can provide for everyone. So.
Yeah, I mean, luckily that happens. I know that in some cases that's not possible.
That's not possible.
But sometimes I think that if you want to have a son or a daughter, I mean, it's a good idea to raise them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of friends who make a lot of money. And instead of being with their children, they just accept more contracts. And of course, because they want to put them in better schools and everything. But
they put them in the best daycare because they think that that's the solution.
And sometimes
it might be, I don't know.
I don't know, yeah. It's something that, you know, it's subjective sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? But from my point of view, it's like if you're gonna have a kid, at least, you know, take a couple of years to be with them, raise them, if you can.
Yeah.
If it's possible.
Of course. And also here, even if you don't have the economic means to be able to pay for a cleaning lady or someone to help you raise your kids or look after your kids, even though you may be really humble, still in our culture it's very common to find family members, grandparents, or whoever to be with the kids and help raise them while you go off to work. So for us there is no excuse.
Yes, somebody always fills that void.
Yeah, that we really help each other in that way.
Yes, and that comes to the tie, you know, the family tie that here we value, and I see more than in the American culture.
So since we're on the subject of family and you have 2 small children here with your wife, how do you feel about raising your kids in a big city like Lima?
Yes, no, I don't feel safe here. I would like to be in a smaller place. The problem is that in Peru, if you don't live in Lima, then you're missing a lot of things. For example, in the States, you could live, for instance, in Ashland, and 30-minute ride, you have a big city which has everything. And even in Ashland, you have things like a good hospital, Walmart. But here, if you go like, I don't know, to Lurin, which is
in the south?
The south, 30-minute, 1 hour, right?
Yeah, like an hour at least.
Or to the other side, to Senilla. First, you can't find good schools, and if you do, you're lucky, you can't find good clinics, hospitals, so pretty much you have to be here.
Yeah, Lima's where it's at.
Exactly.
You have some other big cities throughout Peru, but Lima is the hub, it's where everything happens, so.
Definitely, I would only live in Lima here in Peru, but I would like to be in a place where, you know, small towns, safer and closer to things that we have. So since we don't have that here, it would be nice to maybe go back and try it maybe in some other place.
Cool. All right, Carlos, well, thank you so much for being with me today. Would you like to tell people more about your blog, where they can find you?
Sure. I teach English for free at www.inglestotal.com, and she will provide a link.
I'll put it in the description below.
And I teach, you know, Peruvians, Latin American people how to speak English with free classes with audio, and we also have videos and a lot of material and links. So if you want to check it out, fine.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much once again. If you guys liked this video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up or a like. And if you want to see more videos about me interviewing friends of mine in Peru or tips related to traveling in Peru, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And if you want to stay in touch with me through social media, you can always do that. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.